All right, so we are back. Early morning. This is the first one for us, so welcome to the Community Game Plan. I'm Eric Holman.
I'm Jim Smartin.
And today is going to be a fun one because, like I just said, this is the first early morning recording we've ever done.
Yep. And we're not morning people.
No, we're not.
All.
And we all had some rough nights last night.
Yep. Very rough nights. Yep.
So I'm definitely hoping that my voice will hold throughout this the next couple hours here that we're going to be here.
Yeah.
So what's new, Jim? It's been a while since you've been in here.
Yeah. Well, no, I was actually going to ask how your dog does with the lightning storms, like thunderstorms.
My dog?
Yeah.
No issues.
On top of being sick last night, we had that thunder and lightning storm, so my dog was going ape, and I literally had to put her under my blanket to calm her down. Anyway, real estate team off.
No, my dog's actually,
Wow.
she doesn't phase her at all. Like, she'll lay a little bit closer to me sometimes when it's, like, big thunder.
Yeah.
But she doesn't shake. She doesn't.
Yeah.
My parents' dog, on the other hand, nightmare when it comes to lightning and thunder. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was my dog. So that welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Real estate team in the morning. It's how we roll. Yeah, see?
So today it's going to be a fun show. So today on the Community Game Plan, we're going to be talking to people driving change, literally in today's case.
True.
So we're going to be joined here shortly. We're going to be joined by Jesse Guarino, Executive Director of MusGo Rider Co-operative Limited, and Ronnie Murray, who helps keep the wheels turning in every sense all along the eastern shore of HRM.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny because I heard about them randomly.
Yeah.
I actually think I was in Porter's Lake pub.
Right.
And I saw something about them.
I remember you sent me a text, and it was just a link to their website, and I was like, no context. And I was like, what is this? Do you want to become a driver? I literally said that. I was like,
I don't. Are you? No, it was. I was told to find some information for the show. I was told, hey, you know what you got to do? You got to find us some people, and I sent it, but I have an issue with text. Is I send a text as if we were talking in my head. So my text is just a continuation of conversation we weren't having for real life.
There's
and
definitely
you have to guess what I mean.
There's definitely been times you text me and I just don't text back and just call.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, like,
Where
what
are you
is
at?
this? Yeah, no, that's. I wish I could say he's lying, but that's a very valid phone call that has happened so many times.
Oh yes.
It's just, again, as if for anybody who doesn't know us very well, I'm full of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I have ideas nonstop, whether they make sense or not. And you are a very okay, explain it to me, make it make sense. Like, can we put this in an order that don't jump first?
I need to understand the map of your brain.
Yeah. And so
get the red string out and the pin sticks.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. That's actually pretty cool. Like, I have a little wall there with here's
Jim's brain.
Here's the idea. How did we get there?
How did we get there?
Yeah. But it works. Like,
does.
Eventually, when you get my thoughts to come out one at a time, we end up coming up with some pretty.
Well, we're here and we're on episode 9 of this.
Right?
This was your idea to begin
so
with.
We're doing pretty good. But yeah, it's again, for anyone who doesn't know, that's how we work.
Yeah.
And in doing so, back to having MusGo here, as I saw them, I randomly messaged you something that made no sense. And we're going to have them here because I think it's something incredible.
It is. Yeah.
Growing up, like I did a lot down the Eastern Shore since I was 10 years old. I've been there.
Yeah.
And, well, I was Lake Echo. They don't consider me Eastern Shore. It's fine.
You're close enough.
Yeah. But getting to the city, not easy.
No, not from out there.
It's almost impossible as is.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine being somebody who needed the extra help.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into it. We're going to have Jesse and Ron here join us in a second. So up next, we'll be talking to Jesse and Ronnie
Murphy
with MusGo Riders. So let's talk to them next.
So here we are. We're back with Jesse and Ronnie with MusGo Rider. And why don't you guys take turns, introduce yourself, and tell me a bit about you and we'll go into how this all started.
Yeah, we'll start with Jesse because you're the executive director. So we'll get you to talk a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how you came about to MusGo Ride.
Okay, well, I started with MusGo Rider. It will be 12 years ago in June. I was called in actually to do financial statements because I'm a CPA. Okay. And it was very early on in the organization's history. They had one vehicle on the road. And anyways, when I did the financial statements, I showed them that they were in a horrible position. They're basically bankrupt.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I stayed on because I realized that transportation is something really needed, and to help them go, basically as a volunteer for a while. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of grew from then. I was working part-time as a financial manager at the Eastern Shore Family Resort. So I was already in nonprofit for 10 years. So I kind of understood how to do that. And yeah, I just kind of stayed on and
now you're here.
And then
we made it.
We needed transportation in Valley Sheet Harbor area, so we started that organization in 2016, and then we bought an office in 2018, and then we went electric just a couple years ago. Well, and then we built our garage. Well, we actually bought our first electric car in May 2020. Mm-hmm. And we kept it outside and realized that we lost a lot of the charge in the wintertime.
A lot of range.
Yeah.
I only drive.
Come out, we decided that we would get funding from them to build a heated garage to hold our electric vehicles. So now we have 3 of them.
Nice.
And they are actually driving mostly on sunshine because we have solar panels in both our office and the garage.
Oh, nice.
So you have the solar running to charge directly, more or less?
Well, not really. The charge goes back to Nova Scotia Power.
To the grid, yeah.
Yeah, but at this point in this year's cycle, we have a $2,000 credit on our garage, and we've been driving those vehicles about between 12 and 13,000 kilometers a month. So basically,
nice. Which cars are you riding, if you don't mind me?
Well, one's a Kia Niro, and one's a EV9. It's also a Kia, and we also have a Tesla Model 3.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're really good vehicles, and yeah, we really like them. We would like the fact that we don't have to pay to run them. And
yeah, I was gonna say, did you notice the change in prices with that fuel gone?
Oh, big time. And also, we no longer have any fully gas vehicles. All the other vehicles are hybrids, including the accessible vehicles.
Nice.
For both services.
Nice. Yeah. And so we'll move on. Ronnie, get you to kind of introduce yourself. Tell us about how you got involved and what you're doing to help your community now.
Well, I was born and raised on the Eastern Shore. Background in construction and fishing, and was really my first nonprofit experience. Right. Around 7 years ago, I guess Jesse took me on as part-time driver.
Yeah.
And that part-time very quickly grew into full-time employment, so I stayed with it, and it's been a ride ever since.
Yeah,
it's been wonderful.
What's your favorite EV to be driving?
My favorite EV?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm not necessarily driving as much anymore, but I would say my favorite would be the EV9. I like that one, especially in the winter. It feels like it just sticks to the road. Like it has features in it that just does a lot of thinking for you. It's really excellent. Excellent in winter conditions. I like that.
That's cool. That's just as an EV driver, I'm always curious.
What do you drive?
I got a Bolt, a Soul, and we just were retiring the Soul, and
nice.
Just got the Kona. So.
Oh, nice. They're nice. They're nice cars. The Kona. They're nice and big.
Yeah. Well, they're good cars. Like it's 2021. I would have liked the 2025, but yeah. So I have a quick question there, Ronnie. Is what got you, like, even though you got the job, Jesse got you hired, but what made you want to go into this, more of a support towards a community career?
Well,
Question.
I growing up out in this area, I've personally struggled with transportation issues.
Yeah.
A lot of walking, a lot of bumming rides off friends and family, and then came to an opportunity to have my own vehicle, which took so much weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Less planning, less get in the car and go, right? Um, Time saving. So this kind of it I can understand somebody who doesn't have access to a vehicle or
Yeah.
cannot drive a
Yeah.
vehicle. So this is a good fit for me.
Yeah, it made
I
sense.
believe.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
So let's dive in a little bit more into MusGo Rider then. So could you explain MusGo Rider as if a listener hearing this for the first time, and kind of what services you provide, the areas you service, types of, well, we just talked about the types of vehicles, but what type of riders are, like, is it Uber Uber style, or is it, can you explain that a little bit for us?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, we're pre-booked, so not Uber style. You have to be booked by at least the day before, but we tell our clients book as soon as you get an appointment, because we are often booked 2 to 3 weeks out for like a long distance appointment into Halifax, Dartmouth area.
Yeah.
But groceries we can usually do the next day within a couple of days, because we can tell the client what time we can do it. But medical appointments, we can't really do that because they kind of have to be there at a certain time.
Yes.
And we drive a lot of seniors. We drive a lot of people with intellectual disabilities to their workplace.
Yeah.
And we drive just anybody, really. We drive people home that are dropping their car to get fixed. We drive people to work every day at the local places like Superstore, Tim Hortons, different daycares. We've been driving some people for 4 and 5 years to work.
Wow.
Or longer. Neat. We do a lot of dialysis, a lot of cancer treatments, but a lot of even people that have their own vehicle, a lot of seniors that drive around our community don't necessarily want to drive to Halifax. And the other thing about driving to Halifax, a lot of them can't walk. They're worried about where they can park. They have to walk a half kilometer to their appointment. And even once they get in the hospital, it's usually far enough for them to walk, where we can drop them at the door and pick them up at the door. So it relieves their anxiety a lot, and the streets in Halifax change all the time, but our drivers are in there every day, so they kind of know how to get to the hospitals. And we go to the hospitals a lot. We go to the QE2, the Dixon Center, the VG, like all the hospitals where they are a few times a day usually.
Yeah, that makes sense. So your areas that you service, I know you mentioned you're on the Eastern Shore, but like how far do you go from Halifax, sort of thing?
Okay, well, our catchment area starts at East Preston, Lawrencetown to the west, and concluding both our services, we go right to the end of HRM to the east, right to Ecumsecum, and we do the whole of Musquodoboit Valley. So we do all this area east of HRM.
Yeah.
If I wanted to just put it out there, say, MusGo Rider is... Finish the sentence.
We are your best transportation option. And we are door to door, which is really convenient for seniors too. I always say buses would not work for our seniors. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to walk to a bus stop, get on the bus, go to the grocery store, and carry their kitty litter or their case of water home. It'd be a full-time job for them if they were dependent on buses. They'd have to go like continuously, one bag at a time, right?
And how many buses are going out that way?
Buses, but even if there was buses, it really wouldn't work for them.
No, I just mean I used to call it like the magic bus.
And sit them inside their house for them, right? So they can deal with them later when they get a chance.
It's a nice little personal touch. I mean, considering some of these people going, like you said, the seniors going to hospitals, they don't necessarily want to sit on a bus by themselves, worrying and stressed. I'm sure your drivers have nice conversations, and it makes it very enjoyable for those people going to wherever they're going.
And I often tell the drivers, I say, you might be the only person this client has seen this week or even this month that they could have a conversation with, right?
That's
so just
huge.
let them talk. They probably want to talk about all their medical ailments, but that's all right. We actually talk a lot about empathic listening, how to just
Yes.
empathic listening, and so our drivers are trained in that, and so they understand how to do that and just listen to the clients, and
Right.
they're
Yeah.
quite happy with that. And they actually form a bit of a relationship because we have a lot of repeat clients, as you can
Right.
imagine. We drive them to the grocery store once a week, or
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we take them to all their medical appointments. So and we've had clients for dialysis. We had one that was 4 years. We drove her
Oh,
3
wow.
times a week, right? So a lot of
Yes.
the drivers have built a relationship with her, like a professional relationship. It's not like they go.
But yeah,
thing, but,
exactly.
you know, and I remember her husband telling the drivers at one time, it's either him or Musco that drives it. He didn't trust anybody else.
You know what? That's a great reputation to have.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, our drivers are well trained. We do a lot of training with the drivers. We do nonviolent crisis intervention. We used to do that quite a bit, and we do a lot of drivers training, and we talk to them. And we've had drivers for a long time. Ronnie's one of the older drivers. He's been here 7 years. We've had another driver that's been here 7 years, and they talk to the new drivers, and we all do. We have a certain philosophy here where kindness and respect. We treat everybody with kindness and respect, regardless.
Yeah, in a community, that's that's how a community functions, really. To be honest, and I think no matter where I go, from military bases to growing up in Lake Echo, the shore was kind of like the right place for me. That whole, like, you walk into your buddy's house, you walk in, the family just lets you in, says eat supper. Like, why are you here at supper time? Sit down and eat. Like, so that's a real community in my mind. So bringing it to the city is kind of what I've been trying to do these days. But as far as you touched a lot, Ronnie, what's your challenges you see people have with this transportation and such?
There's one off the top of my head. It was just after the whole COVID restrictions were lifted, and I picked up a lady who was wheelchair bound, and she hasn't left her house in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Like, hasn't been offered for property in 2 years, and she had to go to a medical appointment, and she was crying just driving down the road, being off the property, being out of her house, talking to somebody. Just it wasn't a fun outing for her, but it was an outing for her,
No,
and
definitely.
it was very powerful. We're very fortunate to be able to have the freedom to move, to go out, and
I can imagine. I mean, we were having a hard time, all of us, during COVID lockdown, but somebody like that, I can, the isolation that person must have had is crazy.
2 years is a long time, right?
Yeah.
And she trusted us enough to use us. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So that's one of the stories off the top.
I think that's the relationships you guys are talking about that you form, is because you guys have seen people at their worst, when they don't want to leave but they need to, or people having to ask for help, which is frankly hard enough for a lot of people.
Yep. A lot of people really enjoy using us because they feel they don't have to bother a friend or a family member. It's some independence,
Yeah. No, that's nice.
It's a good service. It's a good. We need more of it out here.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's definitely more need for in the rural communities to help, not just riding, like drives like this, but everything, like all the social aspects.
Rural communities are left out of the city a lot.
Yes.
When they think like development, when they think infrastructure, the rurals get forgotten.
So so it's sad, but
you know what? It's what keeps you close and that feel.
I've never lived in.
No.
I've never had the privilege to live in a small community like those, but I've typically, because of my dad's military background, we've been in cities or on bases and stuff. But I found the military bases are like those little rural communities. Like because when I lived on bases, that was my life. That was my community. It didn't matter where they were from. I lived on an American Air Force base, but I hung out with Brits. I hung out with Americans, other Canadians, Germans. It was amazing. But that was my community. It was the base. So that's the closest I have to being in a rural community. But I can imagine what it's like.
Yeah, where you guys touch really close to home for me. My grandmother, when she ended up having issues, couldn't live alone. She had to move in with us for a bit and counted on us for all the drives because there was no other option at the time. Yeah. And something like this would have probably made it so she could have stayed with us longer. Yeah. But
yeah, and that's part of actually what we are trying to do is keep people in their homes a lot longer. We've had, I remember one lady quite a few years ago, I started crying on the phone because her husband was just put in long-term care and she didn't drive and she was like close to 80 and she wasn't going to get her driver's license. And when she found it, she said, she started crying. She said, now I can stay in my home because I have this transportation option.
Well, I'm definitely hoping that we can help spread the word about you guys so more people like that can get your services and get the needs or help that they need to get out of their houses.
Yeah, I should probably mention at this point is there's 23 organizations like us across Nova Scotia. They're all independent nonprofits, but we've pretty well got all the rural communities in Nova Scotia covered with rural transit. We all work together as the Rural Transit Association.
Right.
Managers meet. We meet monthly, bi-monthly, and work on projects with the government.
Huge network.
Yeah, it's a huge network, and we support each other in different ways. And it's just, we are actually, Nova Scotia is a leader in rural transportation in Canada. The other provinces are now looking at us. Yeah, it is great. Our small little province leading the way.
Leading the way.
Yeah, that's
actually,
amazing.
the other provinces actually are, getting in touch with our government, finding out how we are doing it, and basically copying now what we are doing.
That's a true of the Blue Nose.
Yes. That's the maritime spirit.
Yeah, it is right there.
We go about our way and lead the way.
Yeah, exactly. So how do people, like with all of this, how do people reach out to book or find out more if it's in a different zone area that needs it?
Yeah.
Well, if they call us and we point them in the right direction. There is, we do have the Rural Transit Association website where we are all part of, and there's like a map there. You just put your little thing on where you live, and it will bring up the organization that you should call.
Yeah. So booking rides with. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was to say, so how, if somebody wanted to book a ride for you guys to come from the Eastern Shore into Halifax, is it online? Is it a phone call? How does that work?
Well, they can either text Patty or dispatcher, or they can call her on the phone, or they can email us.
Perfect.
Any which way they like to.
And then daily operations, typical day for operations. How's that work and how's that look?
Oh, it's busy. We typically have every day 10 vehicles out every day. So our dispatcher works constantly with the drivers. Not constantly. Some drivers you might not. They get a schedule in the morning. Well, actually, they get the schedule sent to them the night before, so they can look at it. And if there's a place they don't recognize, they can Google Map it or ask Patty where it is, so they know where they're going the next day. And she often has to deal with the drivers. Say a medical appointment runs over the scheduled time. She might have to redirect them or redirect another driver, or cancellations, or so she's constantly working with the drivers throughout the day. As transportation is not a set thing. It's not like a nonprofit that runs programs. They're pretty simple. You got programs starting at 10 and ends at 12, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Transportation is a whole different thing, right? Because we can have flat tires, we have vehicle breakdowns. And so it's kind of moving all day, right?
Yeah.
Construction.
Medical appointments when doctors are running behind. You never know those for sure, right?
Exactly. You can never know for sure when you're going to get a medical appointment. So it's very fluid throughout the day.
Yes.
Awesome.
No, that's pretty neat.
How about you, Ronnie? You wake up in the morning. You don't have to come on the computer and see us. What's the day look like from there?
When I'm home or when I'm at work?
Let's just kick you off and you're leave the house.
It doesn't really, the brain doesn't really turn off. I mean, it's kind of 24/7. But my day used to start with 7 o'clock a.m. Get the vehicle checked on, go over my list with Patty, and start my day. And there could be 4 runs a day, or there could be 12. Depending on the distances. Um, and as Eric pointed out, the different personality, like as he said, on the basis, the different personalities and the different people and the
Yeah.
people from different areas, like that's all day,
Yeah.
right? And everyone's story and everyone's fears and everyone's happiness and everybody, it's
You've heard it all.
and sometimes it's just a drive to work. Sometimes people just sit there with the earphones on
Yeah.
and go to work. Like it's very, as Jesse put it, fluid. It's
Say-
nothing is ever really the same.
It's
And it can
definitely
be very
sound.
draining too. It can be very
Oh
draining
yeah,
with the
I can
driver. We had
imagine.
one driver for last week that was pretty drained by the end of the day. He said it was because of the clients he had were very needy, you might
Yeah.
say, and they had, complications, and then the driving out there in Halifax is very stressful at times.
Yes.
Yes.
As you can all imagine. And with these drivers are putting like between 300 and 350 kilometers a day on the vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're driving
That's
now
a lot of emotion.
between the two services about 45,000 kilometers a month.
Yeah.
So where do you find most of your funding? How do you guys keep running? And so you ran the book there, Jess. So
Well, we keep running by trying to cut our costs with buying fuel. We're trying to
Yeah,
find
that's huge. Solar.
That is huge.
Yep.
But we get funding through Halifax Transit, which is great funding. And we also get funding through Public Works. Well, actually, it's Links Nova Scotia now, but it's underneath the Department of Public Works. And we get some funding. We have programs in place for our clients, low-income clients. We have the Fair Assistance Program. That's funding comes out through OSD, formerly DCS. I love how they all change their names all the time. Anyways, and we also get Lions Clubs on boards. We had the Lions Clubs in 2 areas paying half the fare. So some of our clients, low income, get to travel for free to medical appointments and grocery stores.
Excellent. That's amazing.
Yeah, because it can become very expensive, especially if you're going from, say, Cheat Harbor to Halifax in return for an appointment, right?
yeah, right, yeah. Do you have like fundraisers or anything like that for you guys that you run?
We don't have time to do fundraisers, frankly.
Well, that's great because
For charity.
well, there's a lot of organizations looking for people to help, and I'll have a chat with you later. We'll set you up.
Yeah.
I'm running one later. The Pig Dogs, Dartmouth Pig Dogs, run Givers, and all it's about is running fundraisers for people who don't have time or don't have the means or don't know how to do it. So
We'll definitely get you in contact with them. And
Yeah, because we're actually diversifying a bit, and fundraising might become a big thing because at one point we drive a lot of people with intellectual disabilities, and they all live at home with their caregivers. It can be a grandparent or a parent or excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. And we know that a few are kind of housing insecure. We notice because when in situations, so we realize there's no housing for people with intellectual disabilities on the Eastern Shore, all the way from Dartmouth to Port Hawkesbury, all along the Eastern Shore. There's no housing, and the department recognizes it as a gap area for housing. So we kind of looked around the community and said, well, who provides service to people with intellectual disability? And when we looked around, we said, it's only us.
Oh, wow.
So I approached the board and told them this, and they said, we'd be interested in doing that. We really want to be involved. If you're going to form another organization, we want to be involved in this. So why don't we just do it? So we actually got approved as a small homes option provider just before the remedy came out, and they put a hold on small option homes. But we are actually at the point now that we are applying for other things and looking at a piece of property to purchase quite close to our office in Porter's Lake that would be walkable and convenient to build some housing.
Yeah.
That'd be
To
amazing.
provide that service. Yeah. So we're kind of diversifying into that, but we're at the very beginning and we really have no idea what we're doing.
Well, that's
But
where you tie
that's how
in.
when I
That's
started
where it helps.
transportation, I had no idea what I was doing.
And oddly enough, here you go. We know everything from getting community together for fundraisers, and we definitely know real estate. So housing, we understand that definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So what other big hurdles have you guys come across since you guys have been running this? Or any major hurdles? Is it the weather? I mean, I know your vehicles probably have some issues from time to time as well. How do you get over those hurdles as such a small organization?
We don't really think of them as hurdles, do we? We just think of them
No.
as
The bumps in the road?
Yeah, we just solve them.
We just there's no problems,
I
just
love
solutions.
that. I love that.
That's where we're at.
All right, so I'll switch it then. What's your favorite success aha moment?
I think when we bought our office was a big deal to us. We were a very small organization at the time, but we knew we wanted to get into electric vehicles. And we knew we couldn't do that in a rental unit. And the person that owned the little tiny office we were in is very tiny. He said he was building a strip mall and he was going to demolish this little office. So he said, "Oh, you can come and live in our strip mall." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't afford to live in your strip mall." And where we're going to park all our vehicles and where we're going to put our electric charger was my thought.
Every single parking spot.
So we looked around and we went kind of on the limb and purchased a property very close to the main industrial area, very close to a strip mall, like within a quarter kilometer of the superstore, doctor's offices, dentist office, kind of in the central. We knew we wanted to be close. And we bought it before the prices went crazy. So it was great. And so we were able to, and that's why we're able to do the electric vehicles. That's why we're able to do the solar, because we own the building. And we also rent part of our building to the Eastern Shore Musquodoboit Valley Learning Network. So they do a lot of classes for seniors here, and which is a great partnership because we're often able to get our seniors connected to different programs, especially if we realize they, kind of socially isolated. We are very aware of all the other nonprofits we partner with, almost everyone in the community, frankly, through one food project or a different other project, or we're driving their clients. So we know what's going on in the community. So we often tell clients, we don't say you should. I tell our drivers that's one word you should never say you should. But you can say, do you know about?
Right.
Yes.
Right? And you provide them with information. We have flyers. We give them out books. So we kind of connect the clients often with, especially if they're socially isolated. And even not, we get them involved in the community as much as we can.
That's just leads down to a full other rabbit hole to talk about that we're not going to go into today. But you'll be hearing definitely from me more, because that's like I said, the Eastern Shore is literally close to home. My folks still live in Lake Echo, so and so I'm there constantly. But it is with so much going on, so much community outreach. I feel like it could probably use a little more attention.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you're right.
So that leads us into so for our listeners, what's the best way to support you guys? How is it volunteering, donations, advocacy, becoming a rider, becoming a driver? What is your guys' next big need that our listeners need to know about?
Well, all of the above, actually.
Sorry, I took it all out of you.
It's just, yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, Eric. All that.
Exactly. We're looking for board members, if you're
There you go,
interested.
Jim. Want some more volunteer work?
Trust me, that's my kind of volunteer stuff.
We meet quarterly. We, so we don't put big stress on board members, but it's great when we have board members that can bring skills that we need, right? Fundraising would be a great one, and have the time to work with us. But we have great members on our board now, and They mostly meet just quarterly, but sometimes they give more time. And of course, we have our big AGM every year, our annual general meeting, so the public can come in and look around and hear about what we do. And we punch out financial statements, of course, because we are owned by the community. Like the money funding we get is the community's funding, and we use it for the community.
Well, now everybody's going to have to keep an eye on the real estate team a bit more, because we're going to be helping find out a fundraiser for you.
Try. Yeah, we're going to work.
Right. That's why I said we need the piece of property so we can stick a big sign on it and say, that's the future home up, and start fundraising, right? Because we've been struggling for a few years now.
It's been one of my biggest things I say every time I go down. My parents live off Ponderosa Drive. And right there, that old motel that's now apartments and everything.
Yes.
I'm always wondering why we don't have more of those for the people who need to stay in the area, people who can't leave, especially knowing that there's now transportation for them. Those buildings, that homing, that's what's needed.
Yeah. And it is, and it's needed for the young people too, because a lot of them, especially now, cannot afford to buy a house right off. So they tend to go to the city because they can rent an apartment in there.
Even the apartments are insane out there.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So we do need more apartments, and that might be an option to build on our piece of property, because it was originally approved for a 30-unit apartment building. The piece we're looking at right now, we're actually dealing with a lovely guy, and he's actually going to give us the property half the value and donate the other half, which is very kind.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's very kind, very kind.
Because it's a prime piece of property. It's right behind the superstore, the piece we're looking at now.
Oh, wow. Good location.
Excellent location. It's very walkable to services and potential jobs for our clients.
Yeah. And near everybody who's getting out of
near the bus
high schools and all that. So.
Oh, yeah. So we couldn't ask for a better location. We really
couldn't. By Manette's Nursery. It's sad that's gone.
All right, so got one final thought for you guys both. I'll start with Jesse. If you had a magic wand for rural transportation, what would you do?
Gosh, that's a big
Ronnie, you got a little bit of time to think of this one. I'm coming to you next.
Well, I don't know. I think it would be to have enough vehicles and enough drivers and enough money that we can provide transportation to everybody that needs us, and at a very reasonable cost, more equivalent to what somebody can catch a bus for in Metro, and still be sustainable.
Yeah. No, that's great. Ronnie, up to you.
Magic wand.
Magic wand.
Could I wish for more wishes?
Yes.
Yes. I don't have those wishes, but
it'd be wonderful to expand our operating hours and our service hours.
Yeah.
People need to get around after 6:00 p.m. and on Sundays, and it's so to have the funding in place to be able to do that and hire more people to handle that would be wonderful. Yeah.
Well, that's I think that's on our plate now, Jim, to help find some more funding, fundraising, volunteers to help out so that these guys can make their dreams bigger.
We'll do what we can.
Yes.
Might as well. It's the kind of community I want to help.
Yeah. So again, Jesse, Ronnie, thank you very much for joining us on the community game plan. Don't want to take up all your day. I know you guys have busy schedules ahead of you, so let you hit the road. Again, thank you very much for joining us. All right, now for a quick break and hear from our wonderful sponsors.
Hey, Eric, you ever feel like getting around your community is like trying to parallel park your tractor?
Yeah, except for we're not tractors. We're the real estate team, powered by eXp Realty of Canada. We help you find the perfect home so your daily commute is a breeze, or at least less of a rodeo.
Homes closer to work, to school, or even the nearest ice cream shop. Because life is better when your house isn't a 3-hour expedition.
But if you are on a 3-hour expedition with the real estate team, that just means you're on a house search. So we can't drive you to the doctor's appointment, but we can find you a home that makes it a lot easier to get there. So reach out today to the real estate team, Jim Smartin and Eric Holman. That was amazing. Jesse and Ronnie were absolutely amazing with MusGo Rider. Just so interesting to hear them, and the work that they're doing to help the rural community.
Yeah, well, like the fact that that's there,
Yeah.
that itself is amazing. So that was new for me. Like when I went looking into it, when I found out it was a thing, I'm pretty sure I was in Porter's Lake when I found out it was a thing, and it was at the pub, written on the board.
Yeah.
But I definitely until today did not know that it was actually a larger thing throughout the province, not just them.
Well, I mean, they focus this group here focuses on the Eastern Shore, but I mean, from what they're saying, that they go everywhere.
And then to find out that other provinces are taking their model on, like that, I don't know. That's a win for Nova Scotia. If you ask me.
It's amazing. Like I say, I mean, you had rural connections. I've never lived in the rural community, and I mean, it's amazing. Like it definitely would have been something that if I did grow up out there, or if I decided in the future I'd want to retire in the rural community.
There's something.
I know.
There for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna have to drive myself everywhere.
Yeah, well, and that's it. Like rural communities, especially right now with like all the influx of people, they're building up.
Very much so.
But the thing is, there's always going to be a rural community outside of that, or it's like we're already struggling for doctors in hospitals and stuff. Like we're not going to see them drop, anything more than those little doctor's places attached to Superstore. You know what I mean? So.
No, it's amazing. It's again, it's the community helping the community, which is the biggest thing. And why again we wanted to have them on our show is the showcase. Like you said, neither one of us knew about this until you.
Yeah, tripped across it and confused you, sending you something, and you saying,
to be a driver for
"Context, please."
But still, it's this is something that the community needs to know about, and we're hoping that by our little podcast here, we can actually spread the word, and hopefully some more listeners will hear this and be able to use their services.
Well, it doesn't hurt any to find out that they're just starting to get into that, trying to find ways to get their names out there, to get fundraising. Right. And it's just like there were some people, I've got to say like 2 weeks ago, who were trying to talk about ways to get into helping people with fundraising more. And some community group, I don't know, some plan that's trying to be made. Anyway, I just think that's great. Like literally, as we were talking about trying to find ways to integrate the community and get other organizations to work together to get their work, and like all of a sudden this comes up and we're like, oh look, somebody who needs help fundraising, figuring out how it's done, and
which we have connections with, and we're gonna get those connections in front of these people and help them out. And
the stories, like frankly, the connections they make with people, like
I mean that tug at my heartstrings. Actually, it's like they were saying, some of these drivers are the only physical communication that these elderly customers have, and the heart stories that they were telling us was quite amazing.
Well, and you think about it too, think of how everybody was at like COVID. When you were like locked in and you were like just wanted to see like your family or expand your group a bit. Yeah. And these are people who are living like this all permanently. It's not just a couple months lockdown.
Like once a month or maybe twice a month. They're having this interaction, and it's makes the world for them.
Yeah. And I got to say, it's for me, it also, not just because it is an area I consider home down the Eastern Shore, but the fact that what they're doing in trying to make that connection with people it's kind of like they're drivers who want more. Well, we're real estate agents who want more than just to sell your house. Like we want that connection. Like, anyway, that's just me. I don't know.
Eric.
Yo.
Since the 1990s, men's pants have been getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I need to know from you, Mr. Holman, is this a good thing that is pro the evolution of man, or is this counterintuitive to our evolution to becoming the superior beings that we are meant to be? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing is the question.
No, the tighter the pants now is worse.
When did we hit the threshold? When did they become too tight?
Oh, I don't know. I stopped buying jeans in the 90s.
So you're arguably the right or the wrong guy to ask this question.
Yeah. I'm not the style expert for sure.
Do you wear pants?
Most times.
Okay.
Most days.
Most days.
She did today, thankfully.
My thing, I've always have said, I hate underwear and I hate socks.
So that's where you find the restriction,
Right.
not within the pants.
Well, even the leg, like I can't stand a tight jean. I can't stand even like sweatpants. Like they have to be baggy. Like I have to move.
So what is the most comfortable style of pant? Is it shorts, baggy jeans, khakis, cargos?
Sounds
depends
like
what
he wants a
actually-
kilt.
Kilt would actually, yeah, that'd be good.
Hopefully I cannot be away.
If I could get away with a kilt, I don't.
I think
Some
you're
people
wrong,
say I have
Joe.
good legs.
You got the right colored beard.
What?
You got the right colored
I do have
beard.
the right color beard.
You live in Nova Scotia. We have a tartan. Christmas gift idea for Eric: kilt.
Kilt.
So again, a big thank you to Jesse and Ronnie.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Of MusGo Rider Co-operative Limited. So if you want to reach out to them, you can find them online. They do have the musgorider.ruralriders.ca. They have all their information, how to find a ride, about them, their services, how to contact and book all your drives that you need. They do cover the Eastern Shore, and they also have a Valley Sheet Harbor area.
And we'll make sure we have the link in the bio for this episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the doobly-doo.
So again, thank you again for joining us and listening, or if you're watching this, we have a little bit of a different look than our previous videos, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, I have an
so we are
outfit now.
evolving, and we do hope that we are getting better at this. I think we are, but
Well, we're not getting
time will
worse.
tell.
We're
Yeah,
not getting
definitely
worse.
We're definitely not getting worse. So again, thank you again to our guests. Make
Yeah,
sure
thanks so
you
much.
go check out MusGo Riders. Make sure to like, subscribe, reach out to us on social media. We are the real estate team at eXp Realty, but you can find us online, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Blue Sky. Oh, I'm on Blue Sky. You're not on Blue Sky. YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, I forgot.
I'm
So
barely
all our
on LinkedIn
podcasts are
anymore.
being put on YouTube as well. We do the short clips on social media, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Please share.
And by the way, if you or anybody you know wants to be somebody who's on the show, definitely reach out. We
Yeah.
are more than happy to take your ideas. Even if you don't want to be on, there's somebody you want us to touch base with.
Right. If you have a community leader, a community association, anything that you think that would benefit from having a little bit more exposure from our small podcast, which we're growing.
We're working.
I've looked at our numbers; they're actually not.
And if you want to have us show up to your parties, and we take bookings.
Yeah. So again, reach out to the real estate team. My name's Eric Holman.
Jim Smartin.
Jim Smartin. Have a great day, everyone.
Take care.